Patrick, big news coming out of the Vancouver Canucks front office. Goaltender Jacob Markstrom has been signed to a 3-year deal. Patrick, your thoughts?
Well, big news, needed news, I suppose. They needed to sign a goalie. I mean, there's this question of what the heck are they going to do in the expansion draft? Because right now, they got to expose him.
So walk me through this theory. What's going on?
Well, so that's the thing. As people maybe aren't quite clear. It's not just that they have to protect a certain number of people, but they actually have to expose. They have to expose a goalie, they expose a defenseman, they expose 2 forwards. They have to have those guys available for this Las Vegas expansion team to select. So right now, the only goalie under contract that they have who will be eligible, because Ryan Miller will be an unrestricted free agent, and Richard Bachman, who's the other goalie in Utica, with Thatcher Demko, of course, is exempt, is Jacob Markstrom. And Jacob Markstrom now is under contract for the season following, so he will be, as things stand, have to be exposed, which is an interesting dilemma. They're going to have to find somebody else, you assume.
Okay, so let's set aside this conspiracy. Take the tinfoil hat, set it aside. But what I want to ask you is, if you're the Las Vegas GM, if you're the Las Vegas front office, is Markstrom a player who you would build your franchise around?
Las Vegas Blackjacks, what do you think? I mean, this is something.
The name itself, terrible. Markstrom is a goalie. I
think actually it's an interesting one to add. The guy is going to be quite cheap. $3.67 million is the average annual value for the 3 years starting, not next season, but the following after. You know, the great value on a goalie. If he performs this season, it could be a really big problem for the Canucks, because that's the real question. You know, he had a good, solid first full NHL season with the Canucks last year. You know, can he make the step forward? As Kevin Woodley's noted, there's changes coming to the equipment. That could be a problem for a guy like him who's so reliant. You know, he's the biggest guy, the biggest pants in the NHL, basically, people said.
Right.
You know, so early on it can be difficult. The real question is, how can he perform over the course of the season? And what will he show? I mean, it's going to be a real dilemma for the Canucks figuring out what they're going to do, because I think realistically they do have to find another goalie.
Okay. For more on the Canucks, follow Patrick on Twitter @RisingAction.